As someone with more than 4,000 hours in Brawl Stars, I can tell you one thing for sure. There are a ton of insane mechanics, and today I will share some of them with you. To be more specific, one way to counter each brawler so you will never become the random in your team. Starting with Shelly, it's pretty easy to prevent her scoring with her super. You just have to stand in front of your box in order to save the ball, and there is no way she can score otherwise. Whenever Nita is trying to use stun on her bear, make sure to kill her first in order to cancel her ability. Whenever you face a cold with super, try staying behind some walls in order to cancel most of his super. This way he makes way less damage and only breaks the walls. When you notice a bull supering into you, try not panicking and calculate the distance in order to either stun him or killing him instantly on the spot. Brock is insanely weak on middle range and you should use this against him. Try staying 4 tiles away from him, this way you'll dodge most of his shots. Whenever you face a Primo, try shooting the ball because they tend to forget that their gadget cancels their ability to catch the ball. If you keep the timing, you can enter Barley's poison without getting any damage. When playing against Poco, try damaging him with the correct poison in order for him to heal less. We all know how annoying Rosa's gadget is, so here is a way to counter it. Try staying just in between the bushes, and oftentimes Rosa will get baited and use her gadget without actually hitting you. Against Jessie, try using walls to your benefit, so it's not only hitting your teammate, but she also gets her super much slower. Diana's hypercharge is pretty easy to dodge. Just make sure you go into the center of the explosion so his hypercharge doesn't hit you. If you pay attention to Tick's attack, you can stand in the middle of his 3 bombs so none of them hit you, but use it only if Tick is far away from you, otherwise you'll get shot by all of them. Whenever 8-bit is low on HP, try focusing his turret, since most of the times when you kill the turret, you'll get the kill on him as well. Against Rico, make sure to find the dead spots where neither his super or his normal attack can reach. This way he'll just waste ammo while you're healing up. Dara is just way too strong in this meta, so whenever you face him, try doing a double bounce instead of a single one, so this way you'll get an extra attack against him. And he can become any decent only with her super, so make sure to breaking it first. Oftentimes you can do it even through walls. Carl's first gadget has one small problem. Whenever you're on full range from his attack, you only get hit by the normal attack and not with the flame from his gadget, so whenever he tries to use it, make sure to stay just 1 tile away from him. Jackie's hypercharge has the ability to slow you down if she uses her super, but if you keep the correct distance, there is no way you're getting affected whatsoever. Gas has a similar problem with his spirits. If you activate the gadget and the spirits are too far from you, only those in your area will explode. If Bo's attack is too wide, you can basically dodge through his shots. Whenever you face Sams, try not simply rushing her because she'll easily kill you. Instead, use the super towards the wall so she can't gadget you and you'll get a free kill. With Stu, you must find a way to bait him for his super. Without it on open range, he'll be useless till the end of the game. On Piper, pretty much everybody uses the first gadget, so in order to dodge it, just never go in a straight line, always try to go diagonal. This way it's pretty much impossible to get shot by her gadget. Surprisingly enough, Pump's attack is actually dodgeable. This guy does it like a professional. However, even I tried it with Max and it's more than doable, so if you keep the correct timing, I think you can do it yourself. Against Frank, pay attention to when he's using his gadget. If he's using it before doing his super, you can pull him, but if he does it after you pull him, you'll get in big trouble. When a BB is rushing you, don't always panic and go back. With Stu, for example, you can easily kill her with enough baits. Make sure to dash into the opposite direction of her attack and you'll easily get a kill. This gadget might seem scary, but if you stand correctly, it's more than easy to avoid it. Just keep the correct distance and there is a high chance that it will just pass through you. If you catch a Nani with a Willow, congratulations. You can almost kill the Nani with a single shot of her. Just make sure to keep the timing and Nani will end up with less than 300 HP. Edgar is pretty weak by himself. If you avoid any close positions, he'll become even more useless on open maps. So make sure to stand towards the mid and avoid any contacts with the walls. Drew's gadget kinda looks like Shelly's super. In order to dodge it, you shouldn't really stand by it. Instead, try to use any wall to avoid the explosion effect and catch the ball calmly. Grom is pretty strong on bush maps, however he has blind spots which you must use against him. He can't see you unless he wastes ammo, as you can see in these bushes, and if you break the gadget early on, it's pretty easy to sneak up to him. If Bonnie tries to jump on you while you're using Amber, well, it's pretty easy to kill her just with one gadget usage if you stand up correctly. Gale has a very strong gadget, which might prevent you from scoring, yet if you calculate correctly the timings, you might be able to score just in time, so don't be afraid when he just respawns. With Colette, people mindlessly super into the heist. Funny enough, they forget how easy to stop her. Belle's mark is probably one of the most annoying things in game, so here's a great way to remove it. Tell your assassin to rush Belle specifically so she wastes her super on him. This way, the super will disappear from you, and it doesn't really matter as long as you're the gem carrier. It's much more important that your assassin simply suicides and nobody on your team has Belle mark anymore. Ashe has a huge counter which is called Kid. Just spam super, 2 attacks and super again, and there is simply no way an Ashe can do anything about it. When Lola is in Willow's mode, she can kill her own ego, while the ego itself doesn't shoot, which is pretty funny, but you should certainly use this to your advantage. Just like Stu, you must bait Sam for his super. Without it, it's very easy to manipulate him and he is pretty much useless against you. The best way to counter Mandy's super is certainly Buster. He gets his super from his teammates, which makes Mandy's biggest weapon pretty much useless. Both Maisie and Pearl are able to counter each other. It's all about the timing of the super. Whoever uses it first and baits the other to use it gets a ton of value and oftentimes an easy goal. Similar to Ashe, Hank is even more useless against Kit. Not gonna lie, Kit is pretty powerful even after his nerf. Just make sure that Hank has no super, otherwise he'll just one-tap you with it. Whenever Laurie is close to you, don't hesitate to use a super to stun or even kill it. Oftentimes, Larry uses his gadget when Laurie is close to you, which leads to something like this on your screen. I don't know how Supercell hasn't nerfed it yet, but if you catch Angelo with Willow just when he's about to land, his main attack will stack and his gadget will be permanent, which means there is no real way he can attack you and it's a free kill for you. Many people on high trophies use Barry in 5v5 knockout, especially after this video. The best counter to him is Miko, because he's the only one who is able to counter his infinite heal. Just make sure you always have a super when it's close to endgame. Mortis habitat is very broken at the moment. You can counter it completely, but to minimize its effect, separate as much as you can with your teammate so he can chain on you and he doesn't wipe the whole team with one habitat. Tara's super is not only easily countered by Dana jump, but also if you stand correctly next to a wall, the pool is unable to drag you anywhere and it also deals 0 damage to you. Whenever you see Jin hypercharge, don't simply run away. Try to dodge and stand in between his pulls. This way you'll avoid all of them and stay alive. Most of the time it's Max who will run to disaffect both mines. That's the ideal timing to press the gadget and you'll most likely succeed at catching her. Mr. P's attack is actually pretty simple to dodge, just run into his attack whenever it's about to bounce. This way you're avoiding any damage for him and get position at the same time. Just when Sprout is about to use his super and replace the wall, shoot the ball and you're most likely gonna score just like on your screens. Whenever Byron is staying on defense, try to use his teammate as a shield, so he'll end up healing his teammate instead of damaging you. Squeak's super is actually pretty easy to dodge. Just like with Spike's normal attack, stay in between his bombs and you're never gonna get hit again. A lot of times Luke throws his super blindly for position. Try and bait him with a turret, which will make him use a gadget and make him extra mad that he used it on a turret. Rob's gadget is actually not that difficult to dodge. Just go into the space where the bombs are launching first, and if you stand correctly, you'll get shot by 0 of his meteorites. Against Buzz, it's very important to keep correct timings. You have to pull him only after he uses his super, otherwise you're gonna get results like this. Hank's super makes him bounce just like Jesse's attack. Walls can either harm or highly benefit you. In this situation, you want him to chain on your super, so make sure to stand just near your teammate. I was surprised to discover it, but when you shoot Eve mid-attack, she keeps her big shot despite using the ammo, so get ready for her next attack to be loaded. In order to interrupt Kid jumping on Jeanette, pull the Jeanette so she is unable to catch nobody in her. Pretty difficult to do, but the reward is also worth it. Just look at this kid wasting his super for nothing. You might think, just like me, that there is absolutely no counter against Otis super, yet I was shocked to figure out that just by using Poco's gadget, Otis become pretty useless and you can counter him just like that. Buster has a normal movement just like any other brawler, but when he's in his super, he can auto-aim any attacks like Dynamite Super into him, and you'll pretty much guaranteed to get a shot on him. First draft tip, and whenever your opponent uses Grey, especially in dueling battles, be prepared to face some tanks like Rosa and Jackie. So just like I did in this example, pick something like Gale and a huge tank counter, and your opponent is pretty much helpless in this situation. You all know probably this trolling strategy with RT, right?
What's wrong?
Well, make him feel a bit too confident and catch him just when he's about to retreat. Easy kill and no more trolling from the RT. Will has an insane ability to cancel ghosts in her realm. Once again, use her extra confidence in order to bait and score without any trouble just by jumping over her super. When you face Doug, count just 5 seconds and then spam him with attacks, since that's exactly how much the duration of his super is and he's unable to do anything against you. Chuck is way too easy to counter in Heist, so here's one of the best ways to get huge value against him. Another troll method how to prank someone in Showdown. Make sure Charlie's egg breaks mid-air and she'll be in bugged animation. If done correctly, perfect time to backstab her. Many Mikos still don't know it, but if you land on tick with a ton of mines, you won't be able to deal any damage. Instead, Miko will just die on the spot. Melody might seem a great goalkeeper, yet it's insanely hard to catch shots like this. When you face Lily, always shoot one time forward and one time backwards, 2 seconds after her gadget. This way you'll apparently know her location, and most of the times you'll also get a shot on her. Clancy's super is somehow dodgeable, maybe not like both shots, but you can squeeze between her attacks just like you see on your screen. With Spike, we have the good old curveball dodge method. This picture should also help you navigate through his shots. With enough practice, it's almost impossible for Spike to get even one shot on you. If used with auto-aim, Crow Super can deal absolutely no damage. Just before your opponent uses it, stand still and you'll receive 0 damage. Leon shoots in a very specific way. It all depends on the movement, which you can see from your opponent. If you learn the angles, it's pretty easy to dodge all his ammo and get as low as 0 shots hit on you. Standing with gadget isn't always a 100% goal. If dodge the shot correctly, you'll be able to pick up the ball just in time, preventing the goal. While recording, we noticed a very weird bug. Somehow the gadget on Amber's normal skin doesn't work the way it does on Frost Queen Amber. Pay to win or not, write in the comments below, but as you can see, the gadget simply does not deal any damage when you use the normal skin. Meg's biggest weapon is her explosion. With Miko and some other brawlers, you won't get any damage from destroying her robot, which makes it an easy kill for you to get. Surge is only becoming more powerful with his habit charge, so try and pass him when he's about to super, and if this doesn't work, try to bait him for his super and then immediately rush him if he didn't hit you. Chester attack is very weak on middle range. You cannot rush between it unfortunately, but if you don't get fooled by his super bait and dodge his first attack, he's pretty much cooked on middle range, and bros like Mike's will absolutely destroy him. Lily can actually counter Cordelius in some way. She's the only one who can simply enter his realm, so if you predict his movement correctly, it's pretty much a free kill for you. Kid has multiple counters nowadays, it's buzzed with his pull, but also Frank by simply gadgeting is able to destroy the helpless kid. If you hit the correct timing, you can prevent Draco from getting into his super. It can be done both with Gym Pull or simply with the BB Knuckle. Last but not least, Mo. This broken creature has no counters. I hope Supercell nerfs him ASAP because as you can see, he's absolutely broken. If you like this video, make sure to support with like and see you in the next upload.